break's over. That was a good break.
Good break.
You know, break was good.
All right,
second segment of the show.
Let's get in with the Dan Charlie Sports Authority. How about that, Joel?
I really want to start with the Fermented Sports segment with Dan.
Okay, Fermented Sports. Here,
tell us what, because we don't know sports, so tell us what we need to be talking about.
Sports ball.
It's pretty easy, Joel. First thing is Steelers 10-0. Big shout out to the Steelers, Pittsburgh.
Well, I know what that means. That means 10 wins and 0 losses, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I know what that is. Good.
Which is quite a feat in the NFL these days. So I don't have big hopes, though. But I
big shout out to the Steelers.
If they do make it to the Super Bowl, Fermented Reality Beer Garden is the official home of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. Unofficial home.
I heard that. I heard that. Did you guys hear that?
No, that wasn't coming through.
Sorry.
What, did you fart?
No, he was probably pressing a button on his goddamn audio deck.
Good thing there. And you know what? This is a short segment because there's not much left.
No, what happened with the Masters, though? We were talking about the Masters last week.
The Masters, yeah.
Hashtag.
Masters. I don't even know who won. Hashtag not Tiger. Hashtag not Tiger. So, Tiger's back here in Jupiter, probably hanging out at his restaurant, The Woods, up the street here, about a couple miles. And he's living La Vida Loca there, on the beach. Right? What do you think, Tim?
Who, Tiger?
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing fine. He's doing just fine.
So there's other sports news. Let's see.
What do you got?
Burrows, right? From Cincinnati.
Joe Burrows.
Yeah.
Blown. They said not torn, blown ACL on that kid.
And MCL. That's a double, right? Wasn't it
That's
both?
a shame. ACL, MCL on that kid. That's,
is he gonna come back? Most of the time.
100%.
You think
How
so?
much is that Denny, what's the contract for? I mean, really?
Yeah, but I mean, no, he'll come back. But will he
60
ever?
million?
Will we ever see what his potential would have been?
I think so.
You think so? Okay. I don't know. Injuries
look
like
at
this, the quarterbacks are very, very tough. They are always like favoring the knees at that point.
Agreed.
And it's just tough for them to come back from those injuries. So I don't know if we'll ever see his potential. I think he had a great chance of being a really good quarterback.
I really liked Joe Burrows. I thought he was a class act, you know.
Yeah.
When he won the championship with LSU and he had the cigar in the media room. I mean, legit. I mean, that kid was money, and I really feel bad that he did blow out what you said, ACL and MCL.
And MCL, yeah, supposedly both.
This weekend, so he's hurt. He's out for the rest of the year. I'm happy because Bengals are in the AFC North, and so are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
So people are wondering, why was he even playing? Cincinnati had no chance of doing anything at this point, right? So why not?
You gotta put the kid in.
Yeah, but then you risk injuring him. This is his franchise player. This is the guy that was going to lead him, and now he's out for the rest of the season, which is okay. Nothing to lose. They weren't like winning, so it's okay. But again, we have that risk of him not coming back and performing at the rate that he should have been.
Listen, I'm in 100% agreement with you. I don't think he's going to ever perform back like he had an uninjured leg for sure. And I'm with you on that, 100%. Do I think he's going to come back and be a hell of a guy in the NFL? Absolutely, 100%. I really do.
I can't imagine trying to come back from that.
Yeah. First year in the league.
Yeah.
It's a similar story like RG3 if you think about it. I mean, RG3 came into the league, and I think in his
first season he did well.
Was it first season he did well. Yeah. Second season he had an unbelievable hit on the leg. Yeah. I think he was ACL, MCL, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe something close. But it was career changing for him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I think this kid has it, and I do obviously think about people that had that because I can't imagine. But on the flip side, you have Alex Smith, who's in the league this year, playing for the quote-unquote Washington football team.
First win. First win this weekend.
Yeah, believe it or not. And Alex Smith came back from a tremendous leg injury.
Yeah, that's true.
He broke tibia and fibula, and he had like a flesh-eating disease or something going on with his leg, an infection where they had to get rid of it. So he came back and he started this week in the NFL.
For the Washington Washies?
The Washington, quote-unquote,
football team. The WTF. Or WFT.
WFT. No, it's WTF.
For sure.
Okay. So, talking about knee injuries, leg injuries, I'm going to talk about my team is the Oregon Ducks. I've been an Oregon Ducks fan all my life, especially since '95 and on when they actually started winning and showing up to stuff. So, the one quarterback that I didn't think was going to do much because last 2 years at Oregon, after he suffered a knee injury, he didn't do anything. He was hesitant. He was not responding well in the pocket. He was not going to take chances. And I thought, okay, there's no way he's going to make it in the NFL. Justin Herbert or the San Diego Chargers. Now, San Diego Chargers aren't doing that well because they keep losing. The defense keeps losing the games for him. But Rookie of the Year, I think, is a possibility for him, and he's having a hell of at least a beginning part of the season. What do you think about that?
I think you're right, 100%. It's hard to come out of.
Dan had a good idea. No.
I actually got a new iPhone 12, and I don't know how to turn the flashlight off. But back to the Ducks, I can give you some commentary on that.
Okay.
Listen, famous players that come out of the Ducks, not too many. I mean, who are you talking about? What are the greatest Ducks in history?
No. So we had so everyone knows Dan Fouts, right? He's the only Oregon Duck player to really, be anything quarterback wise. Then the next one that I really felt that had a chance to be something was Joey Harrington. I love that guy. Not only was he a good person, I took we lived in Eugene, Oregon for 6 years, and I took my
played for the Jets, right? Jets?
No, he played for Detroit. Detroit. He got drafted to Detroit. Now, when he got drafted to Detroit, again, Detroit sucks, right? They were a horrible team, but you know what? He was throwing passes into running back, receivers, and tight ends' hands right in their chest, and they were dropping them. I think something happened in the locker room that he lost trust of his players that didn't want to go and perform for him, and it ended up costing
disenfranchised.
Yeah.
He lost respect.
Yeah, somehow they didn't respect him.
What about Marcus Mariota? I mean, he's
the next one. I thought for sure this guy is a quarterback and he's going to do well. Guess what? He went to the Titans. Titans aren't a bad team, but he played mediocre. And I thought, wow, he has a lot. I thought he'd do a lot better, but I think he was too. He's not vocal. He's not a leader. He's not the general, right? Joey Harrington was called the general because he went out there and he led the team. He was a leader. Marcus Mariota was the leader, but he didn't have the voice of a leader, right? He wasn't out there going and motivating his team to go do stuff. He was just a guy out there throwing great passes, doing some good runs. In the NFL, you can't necessarily use your running capabilities unless you're like really good, and then you end up getting injured. So he ended up focusing on his passing.
That's where you blow your ACL.
Exactly. And so Marcus Mariota was the next one I thought for sure he was going to be something, and now he's not doing anything, right? I don't even know where he's at right now.
He's currently, from what I understand, with the Las Vegas Raiders, probably backing up Derek Carr.
Is he really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't realize that. So, again, he just went from starting quarterback to backup. But you know what? He has a good chance of playing because you know that Derek Carr is going to get hurt.
You never know. And it looks like he's earning a cool $7.5 million.
Well, you can't complain about that. Yeah.
He's got $7.5 million reasons not to feel bad about sitting on the bench.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that Justin Herbert surprised the hell out of me.
This is your guy.
Now he is, but I didn't think he was going to do anything. Because
Denny, are you saying you're an Oregon Ducks front runner? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm an Oregon. I love Oregon, but I
are a front runner for the Oregon Ducks. You go for the guy who's going to be the best.
No.
Tell us a little bit about that.
No. I don't think he was going to be the best. He just happens to be doing well. Is all I'm saying. I went on record with all my friends, not here. Now I'm going on record here.
He's anonymous.
I didn't think he was going to do anything.
This is the confessional.
Yeah,
this is the Oregon Duck Denny confessional.
But you know what? I'm not gonna say I don't appreciate the fact that he is doing well, because in his first 2 years, he was phenomenal, and I could see that him being a fantastic quarterback. Last 2 years at Oregon, I said, no way, he's not going to make it in the NFL. Something happened between the time he left college football and went to the NFL, and he's back to playing at a very high caliber. And hey, I'm proud of him.
Man. He's a grown-ass man.
He doesn't look like it, though. He looks like a kid with that fluffy hair that comes out, and he looks like a kid that I don't know. We'll see how he does. But hey, I'm proud of him.
Yes. Big shout out to Oregon Duck.
So we just made basically a zero sports segment into a pretty lengthy sports segment.
See?
That's pretty damn impressive, guys.
And it's going to be Dan and Denny. So it's Fermented Sports with Dan and Denny, because as far as I'm concerned, I mean, that's timeout.
All right, here's my question. As you guys are beer aficionados, what are you guys drinking at Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
What are you drinking at Thanksgiving?
What's on the table?
What's the beer that you can drink while you're eating that much food? That's my question.
Wine.
Like, what do you?
Okay.
What's something you can have
wine,
a couple of beers, but
you
you can also eat Thanksgiving dinner?
I already spelled this one out because I knew this was come up. So for me, I gotta talk about pregame, the meal, and then the post meal thing. Right? You gotta have three different segments. So
it's a session.
Yeah.
It's a session. So pregame, it's all lager, right? I have a American lager, local one from Payette Brewing. It's North Fork, North Fork lager. Man, crispy. I can, crispy, really good, lager that I just enjoy drinking. It's light, like 4.5%, 5%, and that's a one I can drink and enjoy without getting blitzed, right?
You can meet your in-laws on that beer.
Well, this is COVID, so there's no in-laws. So, but
you can Zoom.
Is it meet them or deal with them?
You can Zoom. You can
no, I can't deal with them with that. I need to have a higher octane to deal with them.
You can Zoom your in-laws. You can think about Zooming your in-laws on that beer. Shout out to Crispy Beers, making you think about Zooming your in-laws. Since,
nice, easy drinking lagers for the beginning pregame. Then the meal comes up, and now I'm diving into something that goes well with the turkey, the gravy, the stuffing that I homemade stuffing I make.
Yeah.
And which is what?
What is that?
What's the beer?
The beer?
You said we did light lager, right? So now we're in the meal. And what are we drinking?
Now I'm going into Belgian beers, and the Belgian Saison is savory enough to really enhance that flavor. And if I don't have a Saison, and if I have a quad, I'll go for the Belgian quad, because the Belgian quad also
This is where you're greasing the skids to talk to your father-in-law.
That's right.
Driving his classic car.
Yeah.
So you gotta have the Belgian.
So I'm coming in. Now I'm starting to hit that apex of that rocket takeoff. Right. I'm getting up there. Now the meal's over. Now I can really talk to my father-in-law, because now I'm drinking some barley wine. Post meal.
Oh shit!
Barley wine. Now you're grabbing your mother-in-law's ass in the kitchen.
That's right. We're dancing on the tables. The clothes are coming off.
I see where it comes from.
So what about you guys? How do you guys celebrate Thanksgiving?
I can't say. I was gonna say I can't really say that I choose. Again, Denny. You like to be very organized with what you choose.
He has a plan. He has a plan.
Yeah, I go open the fridge and go, this one. Yep,
I guess you can't do that.
I am, and it's probably going to be. I'm probably going to go a little lighter in the beginning too. I like a good crispy boy for the beginnings. Any prep that we're doing, but I'd say
stuffing the turkey.
We got to go about forearm deep in there. Right?
You're prepping. I get it.
But yeah, because oh my, right? So then you got to move into. I like a good brown ale with Thanksgiving dinner.
You do.
Good. Yeah.
Me and Brad really enjoy a brown ale as well.
He likes the brown ale.
Sometimes I like a good brown ale with
Crack it on the white boys.
With
brown
my
ale.
Crispy boys, brown ones.
This is a racial segment.
You made it racist. Anyway, I'm with Denny at the end. I'd like to get, barley wines or a big imperial stout.
Big brown.
A big brown one. That you can just kind of sip on. Just kind of.
The big brown one you need to sip on is something that actually
you can't
I have
take it all
down.
at once.
I purposely stranded this beer at my in-laws' house because it consistently gets better. The Castile Donker, which is an 11%. I don't think it's labeled as a quad. I think it's labeled as a Belgian dark strong.
Dark strong ale, yeah, I love dark strong ale.
Whichever. I mean, it's raisiny and whatever. It's 11%. It's absolutely incredible. So those have been sitting there. I mean, there's I think I put them in there 14 months ago, so they're definitely hanging out.
That's like an emergency.
The longer, the better.
Yeah, they age well. Yeah,
but really, I mean, that's the beer you're talking about, right? That's the beer you're talking about finishing your meal with. Is an 11%, like sweet, brown, big.
Something to sip on, a snifter glass that you can just sit there and let it warm up a little bit and enjoy the fumes.
It's got to go good with pumpkin pie, though.
Yeah, well, I do that instead of dessert. It's like the dessert thing is it's a lot.
I do both.
Well, you're also 6'10", so.
Yeah.
What
I don't need dessert.
What about you, Tim? What are you drinking on, Tim?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be at my father's house for Thanksgiving, so beer's going to be limited. I'm assuming it's going to be lager based. I'm just going to have a nice lager to go with my
PBR.
meal. I mean,
are you saying Bud Light?
What lager is that?
Yeah, what lager? What does he drink?
Here we go.
Coors Banquet?
Yingling. Leave me alone.
That's good. No, that's fine.
good.
I know. It's like how old is Yingling? Like 100 and something years?
Have you tried? It's the oldest brewery in America.
I would say America's first brewery.
America's first and oldest brewery. I actually went to school with Debbie Yingling when I was a freshman. She was a senior at Moravian College in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Shout out to Moravian College with 1,200 kids in the whole friggin' school.
Please send check payable to FRB.
Please, that school's expensive as hell. But
are you still paying it off?
Yeah. The Yingling thing. The Yingling thing is. The Yingling thing is fine. You should have
that was not me for the record. 100% not me. 100% not me.
Yeah.
But good. Yeah. Congratulations, Tim. You're hired again.
Yeah.
Bring over that Yingling flight.
No. Yeah, you could do that. That's just the Yingling lager. That's going to be your starter.
The Yingling flight is a new thing, and it's in clear bottles, which scares me. But I've had one, and they're pretty crispy. And they're light, and they're because the Yingling Lager thing is like it's like an amber thing. It's like a really kind of it's just different, right? You can like it. I'm not like it, but I don't call it a crispy boy, right? Like Yingling Lager is not
Yingling Golden Pilsner.
Yeah, there you go.
They had that in a I think a huge can at Babu.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Babu had that for you?
Yeah, he did.
Is his name really Babu? First of all,
I swear to God, BABU. Babu.
That's so funny.
You gonna call him?
100%. Possibly. I mean, I can see his place from my window. Right.
Okay, here. But you get yourself a Yingling Black and Tan for dinner.
Yes.
And then you have that Yingling Hershey's Porter for dessert.
Exactly.
Have you had one of those?
No.
Either.
Just to close out.
They're good
session,
though. I hear they're good.
I've heard very good things.
Yeah.
Black and Tan. Yeah.
No. Black and Tan is good, but I mean the Hershey. The Yingling Hershey Porter is good from what a lot of people have said it's really good.
Who are these people?
Listeners to our other show.
Big shout out to Tap the Craft, tapthecraft.com.
They're very picky drinkers.
Time.
And they actually
like shows to get a shout out.
Yeah.
To Tap the Craft. I mean, what did you have to make sure that everybody here was cool enough for you to say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Quite honestly, if I set up the audio right, we probably would have been able to do 3 shows. So,
Exactly.
Exactly.
You're fired.
And hired back.
Yeah.
Oh, rehired. Yeah. Look at that. Just like that. That was the fastest I've ever seen it. That was like instant.
Not fast enough to claim unemployment. That's
right. And you get to keep all your seniority.
It would have taken him 14 weeks to get it anyway.
That's right.
So Dan, what is your drinking?
You know what, guys? I got to tell you, I got to break the beer mold. This Thanksgiving is probably the first Thanksgiving in a lot of years that I'm actually going to be drinking some wine.
Okay.
Wine, huh?
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm going Italian. We're going there. Barba di Alba.
Ooh.
That's the varietal, the region. And I didn't realize or remember until recently that Italian wine is named by the region in which it's grown. Yeah. Unlike California wine that's named by the varietal. Mm-hmm. So my wife and I had some good wine at this restaurant, so we're on a little bit of a wine kick. That's why I'm getting my beer fear here with Magnanimous. That 9%, it's fire.
Mm-hmm. It's fire. That's very good.
The bag, it did not fit hazy IPA as good as it fits this.
No.
It doesn't. It fits it so much better.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with it.
That's funny.
It is.
Okay.
Like a glove.
Dan, on the wine thing, right? Because wine was a popular drink for Thanksgiving because it's, complex and went through its whole thing. So do you have a sequence of wines you're going to have throughout the day, or
no? I got I got a couple bottles of red wine that I'm going to drink, and when I start putting the seasoning on the turkey, that's really when that starts flowing, and we'll get that in the oven. And I like having a traditional Thanksgiving dinner, and then we have some local favorites that some traditions that are in my family that we brought down from the generations, different food and things like that. I know everybody tends to have those types of things that they bring to the table. So just a traditional time, and really thankful for everything that's happening. I'm really thankful that 2020 is coming to a close.
Me too.
I think we all are.
Everybody podcast. 2020 has been a wild one for everyone.
Well, I hate to ruin it for you, but 2021 is just 2020 version 2.0.
Maybe.
Could be.
No, I want to be
What
better.
kind of a fucking pessimist are you?
Damn.
You know what, Dan? You know what, Dan? This is going to be our first radio fire. It's going to be this guy. It's not even Tim. It's Negative Nancy.
Listen, Joel and I met for the Q4 budget meeting, and we
taking my toys and I'm going home.
Drones aren't really in the budget, so. He's back.
I thought you left.
Denny literally was like,
I'm like, oh no.
He was like,
Denny's like, I'm not doing this without Chris.
I'm with these goons for the next.
He left us.
He left us. I said.
What I love is so. Have you guys seen the David Spade movie where he's in love with the French girl and he loses the dog, and it's called Lost in, I don't know. Artie Lang is in this movie, and he winds up working for David Spade, and he winds up dressing and looking like David Spade. And right now, Dan and Tim look like the same person on the camera. It's like Tim's trying to become Dan. Tim's trying to become Dan. Oh my God!
You guys are wearing a polo.
Certainly not. No.
Hold on. What's the
name? We go out to get beers all the time. People are like, "Are you guys brothers?" It's like, no, we're not brothers. No,
you guys do have the same beard.
He's like, what's your background, Dan?
Your like ethnicity.
Your ethnicity.
My ethnicity.
It's not Middle Eastern, but it's
a little
like...
mutt, but yes, more on the Middle Eastern side.
Yeah, he's mostly Middle Eastern.
No, I'm fucking Irish.
Lebanese.
It's not even close.
He's fucking Irish.
It's nowhere close.
He's fucking Irish.
You guys brothers?
What are you talking about? I'm Syrian. He's Irish. No, we're not brothers.
It's the dark hair and the beards.
And then today the dark shirt, right? And this distance, and then the white chair, and then it's like just the two of them. It's funny.
So
the movie is called Lost and Found, by the way. You should watch Lost and Found. It's very quirky. It's very different, but it's a good movie. It's very old, and it's still funny. And Sophie Marceau is one of the most beautiful people that ever existed.
Might be our best.
Besides the hair, I would say Joel and I look close to each other, and then all three of you guys look close to each other.
Yeah,
because y'all have a dark hair and dark beards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The old guys.
Interesting.
Old guys. Gray beard. All right. And
so,
Dan has no gray hair yet. I don't see any gray hair on this
I don't see any. That's that Lebanese.
Well, Dan has 2 kids. He should have gray hair by now. That's like, when you have 2 kids, that's like gray hair time, and Dan's still got that dark hair.
Yeah,
Rocking it.
We'll see what happens.
So, Dan, you mentioned some traditional turkey dinner and things that you brought.
Dinner.
Yeah, so
things that we bring to the table, like we were talking Lebanese, like we do some grape leaves and
Okay.
Really?
Grape leaves wrapped,
All right.
wrapped in grape leaves, wrapped grape leaves in some.
We're talking meat filled,
like a sausage thing, right?
meat and rice
Yeah.
and mint and
lemon.
yeah.
Grape leaves are good.
In a grape leaf and cooked. That's our like traditional Thanksgiving.
Like that
Ethnicity.
Mm-hmm. Do you do any of the cooking?
Heritage. I do. Yes.
You do? Yeah, because
Dan's good cook.
Cooking. Yeah, I do the cooking in my house too. So I'm the guy that does the.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah, for 31 years, minus the years I was out to sea. I've made the turkey every year for 31 years, and I do a traditional turkey, not smoked or. No, I don't brine it. I just take the turkey, clean it out, and
he just leaves it outside overnight.
Slow cook in the oven.
Shoots it in the head.
Shoots it in
the head.
I just gives it a little love.
I spin it around, chop its head off. Yeah,
run it over with the car a few times.
How long you cook it for?
So
it depends on the size.
Until it's done.
Until it's done.
Oh yeah.
Until it's done, but I stuff it too. So I make homemade stuffing, and I stuff the turkey because that's the only way to really cook a turkey is to have that stuffing in there and have it cook in there. And I know people don't like that.
You gotta you gotta get in that turkey too.
It's the oils from the bones that get into the whole. That works. I love that.
It's the au jus. It's the turkey au jus.
And people love my stuffing and turkey because it's all it's just the old way of doing it, and I love it. That's my favorite part. So does anyone else do a turkey different than traditional baking? How do you do it, Chris?
I've done multiple times. I've done grilled turkey breast. Okay. I've done brined and smoked.
Okay.
What about deep fried?
I've never actually prepared the deep fried myself. Definitely had it that way. Every time
looks scary.
It's you just have to know.
You drop it in, your whole house catching on fire.
You have to know the rules.
I don't know how much water's in the turkey when you're dropping it.
I have to
no
defrost
idea.
your turkey first, completely.
Hang it dry, basically.
You gotta dry it like a deer.
I'm thinking, right?
All right.
You can't have the thing be all moist. It's gonna blow up on you.
Slowly lower it. Tie a rope to it, dude. Lower it.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds great. Let me set up the rig.
This is a great segue because I know this was Chris's question here, but this is like a perfect Florida story here. I was at a Thanksgiving dinner and everybody was making a traditional, turkey. It was like a 15-pound turkey in the oven. They were basting it, cooking it for a few hours. And then one of the uncles showed up. And this is one of those guys that
Uncle Touchy.
He lives Yeah. Uncle Sid. He lives out on his farm. He's got
last names.
He's the kind of guy that comes over and he's like, if I could just get one of those pull-down screens like they got in the car in my trailer, that'd just be fantastic. So this guy, he shows up at the Thanksgiving dinner. He's a great guy. He's just a funny, he's just a particular kind of guy. And he shows up and he's like, oh, no, I don't like oven roasted turkey. I brought my deep fryer, though, so I'm going to go ahead and set that up in the driveway. This guy set up the deep fryer. He went and got a turkey, like a 12-pound turkey, and legit, like you said, Chris, a rope.
Yeah.
And he was like, letting the rope down and deep frying a turkey in the driveway, and I'm just sitting there like, "Yep, this is my wife's."
I'm sure it was delicious though. I've never actually had fried turkey.
Oh my god!
Sid and I could have some crispy boys out in the park, out in the driveway.
It sounds like that's kind of like next level shit to me. Like I would really like to try that.
No, I mean I'm joking about this man, but his turkey was fire. I'm not gonna lie.
I've heard the same thing, and I've never had the guts to go and do the deep fried turkey.
Yeah, because I blow up my house.
The amount of oil that you have to buy, and then you got if you're doing it right, you get the jet burner, right? You get this thing really fucking hot. Like dude, you want this shit hot. You don't want your turkey all oily. You want it to. Cook.
Well, we're decent people. We're gonna dump our oil in a respectable way. This guy would just dump it in the fucking
dump it down the sewer.
Hey, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
The fryer's full.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, boy.
Shitter's full. Yeah, exactly.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I don't cook turkey. I could cook a turkey if I was gonna cook a turkey. I would brine it. I would put it in the oven. I would, hour per pound or whatever the hell they tell you, and again you cook it till it's done. I could cook it on the grill if I needed to. You're just It's
All
not
right, so
hard.
Dan kind of shared what he cooks for like a traditional Thanksgiving. Now, my family, we do grape jelly meatballs. Anybody ever had that?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
That's such a crazy thing, dude. I have had that. They're
it?
very
Yeah.
good.
So good.
Delicious.
Explain
yeah,
it. Explain it.
So I mean, I've never actually personally cooked it, but I mean, from all I know, it's like grape jelly, meatballs, and then they just slow cook them for a little while, and they're just unbelievably good.
They
They're
thought
just
very long and hard about the name.
Delicious. Yeah,
Yeah.
the meatball. Yeah.
Not just a clever name.
What about the anybody ever had banana fritters?
No, but they sound good.
That sounds like
that's a family
plátanos.
thing we do. We take it may be we take bananas, we drop them in a little bit of flour, I think, and we just basically throw them in the fryer, and it's just like little fried bananas.
Like American bananas, like sweet bananas.
Yeah.
Or
Is it a dessert? Is it a dessert thing or like a
plantains?
No plantains. No. It's just banana.
plantain?
We went over to Columbia, Joel, after we left you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We went over to Columbia restaurant over at the History Museum.
Sure.
So good.
It's pretty good. They have. Listen, my wife's Puerto Rican. Their food doesn't touch real Puerto Rican, real Cuban food. Like, is insanely good. It's. Sorry, I love the Gansmark group does a great job. Those restaurants are very, very nice. But as far as like completely authentic stuff, it's restaurantized. It's very good, but it's not. It's not. My wife's parents cook this amazing stuff, dude. It's just crazy. I don't know where this stuff comes from, but it's just so good. They're Puerto Rican.
Well, we
100% Puerto Rican.
We made some carne guisada 2 weeks ago.
Bing, that is the best, dude. Carne guisada is like the greatest thing ever. And then it's the what I always call it, Puerto Rican lasagna. It's the banana meat.
No, I don't know.
It's called piñón. Holy shit, dude! This stuff is fire. It is so good. It's crazy. They always do beans and rice on Thanksgiving. That's the one thing that I won't even have to make them. They'll bring it over. We're doing Thanksgiving at my house this year, and they will bring beans and rice over, like arroz con gandules, which has these like little black beans in them, and sometimes they do it with the corn. And dude, this stuff is just awesome. It's doused in oil and
awesome. Well, speaking of crazy in-laws, let's talk about this. Christmas decorations before or after Thanksgiving?
Always after.
After.
So, Denny, hold on. We're taking a poll. Don't get too excited. Denny, we're going to you first.
For me,
Christmas decorations before or after Thanksgiving? Your call. Go.
You're asking me or my wife?
I'm asking what happens at your house.
That's a better question. That's the real question.
We know that you don't have much control over it.
Dan asking the real question here.
So
let's get right to it, Dr. Phil style.
Okay, so my wife and I have been married for 31 years.
Wow.
Right.
That's a lot of hesitation.
Congratulations.
A lot of hesitating.
And we had a deal that we didn't. The deal was the day after Thanksgiving is when we set up the tree.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah. So so our deal from the very beginning was after Thanksgiving, the day after we set up the tree, and then at New Year's, the day after New Year's, it comes down. So we have that 1 month period that it's up and down, right?
Now in Idaho, do you go out and like chop your own tree down, and
so
like elves help you bring it back to your house?
Yeah.
So things like that. Is that what goes on there?
No,
I don't know. I'm in Florida.
No, Dan, they're worried about the earthquakes.
In Florida.
Seriously.
Yeah, they're worried about earthquakes.
Seriously. God.
So
Concerned.
when we lived in Oregon, we used to chop our own tree down every year.
Right.
Now, my wife is allergic to the live trees.
Oh,
so,
here we go.
When we came to Idaho 18 years
It's the
ago,
smell.
It's the smell.
Yeah.
We weren't able to go out and chop our own tree down because we had to go too far to get it. But we bought some trees, and then she's like, you know what? I can't do this. Let's just get a fake tree. So we've had a fake tree for 17 years.
Okay.
And I don't mind that because I grew up with fake trees. Yeah, 17 years we've been.
We're in Florida.
Not that he's counting.
Florida's capital of fake trees.
Is it the same fake tree, or have you recycled?
We've
Michael's
two
Target.
Home Depot. Yeah.
So no.
Christmas special.
So we did buy an after Christmas special at Sears back when Sears was around, and that tree lasted for
Perfect.
About
Much better.
15 years. 3 years ago, the wife said, "Okay, I need a new tree, and I want I want this fancy tree. It's on the Hallmark channel. I can't remember the name of it. It's a
right. Of course it was.
Yeah, whatever the fancy trees they have at Hallmark channel, which I can't think off the top of my head what they are, but they're expensive, right? So we paid like $1,400 for this fake tree that was like 6.5 feet.
What did you do?
Wait, what?
Did it have a remote?
$1,400? Did I hear this?
Yeah, 14
different colors.
Did it dance? Did it
do the dishes?
give you presents for your kids every year? What the hell did it do?
Do your dishes.
Holy shit! I need to hear about this.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Sit back. I gotta sit back for this one.
It's gonna. Balsam Hill. Balsam Hill. It's a Balsam Hill tree. So go look up Balsam Hill. They're expensive.
Don't.
This man, Denny.
But
don't tell your wife about it.
Make the wife happy. I went ahead and just sucked it up and did it.
Well, if you're gonna have it for 12 years, I get it.
Yeah, we're having it for a while, so it'll. Yeah.
He took the balsam in the ball sack.
And if you go to buy like what does it take to buy a tree in Florida?
$150.
There's
$150.
Yeah, like a real tree.
I've paid.
Yeah,
I paid
a real tree.
I paid half price.
$70.
I paid half price for the $400 tree one year. It didn't last a while. That's a good price point. I would not go to $1,200. Seems
but again,
completely excessive.
This will last.
Let's see
Santa
here.
better stop by.
Let's see here.
There's 50% off.
50% off.
Hey,
I mean, let's shop now. What do we?
I should have bought it now. What the hell?
Christmas trees.
I'm looking at the tree right now. It's a solid $800 tree.
All right, this gets, by the way,
$199.
No, not the cheap ones.
$199.
No.
Okay.
It's got the real bristles. It smells even good. Probably.
First of all, let's talk about height. Let's talk about height.
6.5 foot.
Denny, does it smell like a real tree?
No. But the cats eat it like a real tree.
Wait a minute, you bought a 6.5
Oh, then look, there's an $8,000 tree. There you go.
Hold on.
There.
Hold on.
Holy shit.
That's it. That's what I have right there.
Denny, you bought a 6.5 foot tree though?
Yes.
For $2,000?
No.
Choose the 6.5
for
you just buy that tree to piss your
$1,400.
neighbors
For
off.
6.5 feet? Dude, for $1,200, that thing better be the size of your
Yeah,
house.
see right
There
here.
it is,
This
look.
yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
it's a
There it
Vermont
is,
white
boys.
spruce.
Realistic. Look at that.
Look at those bristles.
We need the bling bling soundtrack. Bling bling.
Guys, it's making me
You
hard.
too.
$800 tree.
You too could have a realistic flip tree.
Denny,
And it is flip. We flip it up and
Hey, Denny, mine kind of looks like that, but it spins. Does yours spin?
No. I think it's
that was the
Mine has a remote,
$1,600 option.
Dude, when you see this on YouTube, you're going to see the blank look on my face looking at this screen right now. I mean, this is unbelievable. I can't believe this. This price point is
it is what it is.
It's incredible. Like, I can't believe I just looked at that.
Hey, what is this thing called? The Balsam Hill Vermont
Balsam
White
Hill.
Spruce
Yes.
Flip Tree.
The one was $7,400.
$7,400.
I mean, it was.
you guys
Wasn't
didn't
it like
see that?
how
That
tall was
better
that thing?
suck me for $7,400.
Santa,
Right?
Santa
Well, it was
better
like
deliver
26 feet
Here,
or something.
here,
It was
here.
very big.
Was
Go
it
back.
26 feet?
Yeah.
I'm
Go
working on
back.
it.
I mean, it was-
I'm working on it.
That was insane.
$7,400. I want
Go
that tree
back.
to like compliment me every time I walk in the door. Like, you look great, Tim. Good dude.
The tree.
Way better than that.
Crushing it, Tim. Good job.
It needs to tell me what the
We
Santa
have this-
says you're doing fantastic.
We have
Yeah,
the
yeah,
white,
yeah.
the white light, white spruce. I think is what
One
we
to
have.
like give me
We're
confidence.
still loading
Make me feel
here.
better.
Yeah, 70.
Holy
It was
crap, there it
18
is.
feet.
18 feet.
18 feet.
$7,500.
All right,
Yeah.
so
I mean, if you're a baller, that's cool, but like,
Oh, it's sold
no,
out.
but
you gotta
Hold
have
on.
like the big house with the big ceiling and the big everything.
Yeah, we
Oh
don't-
no, this
yeah.
one,
I
this
used to
one, it's
work-
on sale. That's on sale, guys.
ooh, wow, that's a deal, huh?
That's on sale
So-
from $9,500.
Hey, if you have to ask the price, then you
can't afford it.
Oh, so I
Right.
used to work in some really wealthy homes back a few years ago, and one of these homes they had like it was like 3 stories straight up in the living room, but there was no flooring there. Obviously, it was straight up to the ceiling. And we'd go over there for Christmas, and I'm not even kidding you when I said that they had like a 20-foot tree and they had to put a rafter around the tree so that they could pay somebody to put fucking ornaments on it. You're looking at them, you're like this is
Scaffolding, you
this
mean?
is
Like they would
Yeah,
build
scaffolding.
scaffolding
no,
around
it was
the...
legit like a square yeah.
So,
Oh, wow.
so back to the question on. So the deal was we wouldn't put the tree up
Sorry.
until the day after Thanksgiving. The last 2 years,
Yeah, we haven't
My
gotten through
wife-
the first one.
That's
of the
right, yeah.
poll.
Yeah,
By the way,
we're getting there.
we're still on number one of the
Poll
poll.
number 1. Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
so 2 weeks ago we put our tree up,
Yeah.
and I just
too
gave
early.
in. I
Do you like it?
Early.
Let's talk
No,
about this.
I hate it. I
well,
hate it.
because
hate
I
having
read.
chipped
So
out of
here, I read an article that talked about. My wife read an article and told me about it. that talked about
which is,
how
by the way,
Christmas celebrating. Correct. So it talked about celebrating Christmas early was good this year for your psyche because it's 2020 and we're like, fuck 2020.
Fair enough.
And if it makes you happy to have Christmas early, you should have Christmas early.
That's right.
Listen,
That's
counting
right.
down.
What is going on? Nobody requested this.
Counting.
This is
a violation.
This is why
unrequested.
it's so good. This is
feeling-
why
I'm
this is
feeling
buy
violated.
up all.
What do you mean this is why?
because
it's
I get
so
to do
good?
all this work every time I set my tree up for $4,000.
That thing better
Look
set
at this
itself
white
up.
kid. Look at that part.
Yeah, he looks like he's
Strong
spent
part.
$4,000 on a tree.
So I can work on section.
He's not it.
Oh, he's British.
Oh
Look at those
my
paws.
God.
Let me tell you.
There's a pot loads.
Trey
Right.
is that Borat's son?
Right. You see the color of these plants?
It does take a couple of hours.
Swear to God,
The tree is very nice.
It's a macrame couch.
That's a nice tree, though.
Yes, it is.
Perhaps
It is
too
very
thin.
good.
Ours
It
is
looks like a really
bushy.
tree.
and
Denny likes
wide.
them thick.
Yeah, we like
Yeah,
them
he
thick.
likes it thick.
But it looks
Round
like
and thick.
Oh, see, I can accept that. I can accept.
You gotta
I can't
mute
accept
it.
That.
It's
that's
gotta
a-
go on mute.
All right.
Oh, Jesus.
Fine.
Christmas.
Oh, look at that base.
Jesus.
That's not neat.
And it fits all in that box.
No, they
Did it
came
come
with a
with a
bag. I can put it in a bag.
That is
This is
not
real.
Put it in a
Look,
bag.
I want a better stand than that for
He can put it in a bag.
all the
Alright,
money
so-
I'm paying.
He
I
can
paid
put it in a
$300 and I got a
house.
stand that looked like that.
That better be
He can get
bathed
with
in gold.
Yeah,
Fox.
the
I'll
stand
go ahead
was,
and say that I put up our Christmas tree pretty much. It's like a tradition to put it up either after Thanksgiving dinner when we get home or
Mhm.
What's
the
she
day
sound
after.
like?
But my brother is one of those guys who puts his Christmas tree up after Halloween.
Wow.
Oh my
brother.
gosh.
And,
Wow.
Oh man, I just can't. I can't.
That's a
deal.
little too much.
So
Yeah.
what
If
he
I'm
does is
honest,
he's got-
if I'm
he's got those,
honest,
go ahead.
we're super lazy usually, and we don't get it up till like December.
Okay, well that's fair
10,
enough.
11,
But
12.
he's lazy too. He's lazy too. What he does is he buys those RGB lights.
Yeah.
But he puts those up at Halloween and he turns them orange,
Oh.
right? And then as soon as Halloween's over, he's got those fuckers like they're green.
That is not
red.
lazy.
Oh,
That's
dude,
just
it's-
efficient.
It's smart.
smart.
It's smart.
That's
It's
smart.
smart.
That
But
is smart.
it's also like, dude, you get over there and it's October 1st or October 12th or whatever it is, even before Halloween. Half the time he's got the stuff up, and you're like, oh, dude, it's a little too soon.
I'm such
I
a
can't-
boomer. I have to have the incandescent lights. I don't
Incandescent.
I don't
Like the big giant
The
bulb,
big
the ceramic
bulbs that are
bulbs.
this big.
and not the size of it,
C9,
just
the
the.
C9 bulbs.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
well, I do
Go-
have those. Yeah,
Go, you can
that's
shoot
true.
your eye out. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. You'll shoot your eye out.
Mm-hmm.
I do have the C9, but even the little twinkle lights that go on the tree and stuff. I don't
Tim.
like the new LED stuff. It's got a weird brightness to it. It's super
I love
friggin'
it.
bright. I don't get it.
We
Tim,
didn't
you-
finish the first poll, but what's your opinion here? White lights, colored lights? What do you think?
White.
White,
I
thank
like
you.
the white ones.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dan.
And
He's colored.
I gotta come in with the color.
He's colored. I
Lone
knew it.
wolf.
red.
Fucking
lone,
knew it.
Lone
Red.
wolf.
Yeah.
what
I like
color
the
you
colored.
like?
Colored lights,
Multicolored?
you know?
Multicolored
That's the way it
or
is, man.
red?
Trippy, dude.
I want to be able to
Trippy,
do
dude.
all the colors. I want to be able to do
Trippy,
white. I want to be able to do
man.
like all
Yeah,
one
with like
color.
a remote. With
Yeah,
a
just-
remote.
Let's
Let's
see.
do-
like
Now my
colored.
tree
White.
does both. It does the white lights and the colored. Now I have a
Wait,
remote. My kid will come in. She likes the colored. So does my wife. So I'll put on the white, fall asleep. I'll wake up in the morning, colored.
Yeah.
I'll turn them white, leave for work, come home, colored. No matter what I do, colored.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's
Awesome.
that's like the
So we've
microcosm
got,
of having a
Oh,
family.
Denny.
We
Denny.
got one. We
Yes.
got one before.
Denny's
and
got
one-
this.
one
You guys
after.
aren't even
Yeah,
seeing
one
this.
before, one
Look
after.
at look at
Look
Denny's
at his
bottles.
red lights.
Look at his
He's got red
bottles,
lights.
guys.
Oh,
You don't
have to
turn on the
Got some green. Got some red. I'm Christmas. I'm ready to roll.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I was like, Emilio.
So we're one before, one after. Dan, you do it after
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, I'm assuming?
What's that?
You do it after Thanksgiving?
Definitely like last 2 weeks. You
Last
know,
2
it's
weeks,
Like, oh,
yeah.
Santa's coming.
December 1st? You like a
Hurrah!
December 1st kind of guy? Like, not till December
Yeah,
you
like
put the tree?
December 14th. kind of
Yeah,
guy,
yeah. Smart
December
guy.
14th.
Do you have a fake tree, Dan, or do you do real tree?
Oh, definitely fake. Real in New Jersey, fake.
Fake here.
Since we've
Fake
been
here.
in Florida for sure.
I've been pulling for the fake tree, but we had a good one. It failed on us. We've got a cheap one. I hated it. We got a real one last year. I think I'm going to be stuck with a real one this year.
Yeah.
I have
I'm
a
not
fake
buying.
one.
I'm not
thinking
buying
of
one of
real.
those things on off sale that Denny got. I'm not doing that. But I want to get the. I want to
Come on.
get something that's
You gotta
know
be-
decent.
Yeah, you gotta, put some money into it. Show the
I
wife
agree.
you care.
I'm with you. I show her that I care in other ways.
Diamonds.
No, not exactly.
Oh, okay.
Beer buddy? Cut that audio.
What?
Nope.
The hardness
Staying in
factor
there.
is there. It's just not a diamond.
All right. So Tim had a topic that he came up with last episode, and that was the beers that you give to Uncle Al to get him into beer. So
Well,
what beers you guys have as gateway beers you want to feed your relatives
Gateway beers.
Gateway beers, yeah.
for Thanksgiving?
Is that on the crime bill of
So I brought a beer.
gateway beer?
I have a good
Look, the
segue
war-
for that,
the
but I want
war-
to continue on what Denny said.
The war
'cause-
on beer. Go
Look.
ahead.
So I think things like this can be gently introduced to family, and they might not love them, but it shows them what different beer can be. And when you give people things from Upland that are sour beers that have, I mean, it's barrel aged, it's, I'm trying to read it backwards on the friggin' camera, oak barrels, pineapple, chamomile.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it's this really interesting array of things that, and I've done this before, just kind of sampling it for people. It's a 500 ml bottle. I don't want the whole thing anyway, to be completely honest with you. I would rather drink an IPA and a this and a that and have some of this, for sure. But passing this around to the family proves to them that it just changes their whole perspective on what a beer is.
So does it taste like beer, or does it taste like stuff?
Very sour. Have you
Sour?
not had an Upland? You've never had an Upland?
No.
Oh,
No.
it's another thing to send Denny. You ever had a Unane beer?
No.
You ever had a Casey blending beer?
No.
Rare Barrel?
Yes, I have had Rare Barrel. Then they are good.
What about the Guard?
Yeah. No. I haven't had the Guard, but I want to go to the Guard.
Cascade.
I have had Cascade.
It's
So
it's
DeGard
mildly
and
on the
Cascade are
lines of
both
Cascade.
Oregon. Yeah, Cascade is known for all their barrel-aged sour beers in Oregon.
And high
DeGard-
ticket prices.
Yeah, and DeGard, yeah, Cascade is high. Like again, you mentioned $30 for that Old Rasputin barrel-aged. Every beer that Cascade puts out is
Yeah.
about $30.
Correct.
And DeGard is another one of those breweries out of Tillamook, Oregon, that I want to visit for their mixed culture beers and their sours and their stuff. But again, their beers are all, I mean, they're all sour. They're all mixed culture, and they're all small bottles, like 500 milliliter for a high price.
And usually heavily fruited.
Yeah. And so I haven't done that yet, but yeah, DeGard is one of the ones I want to visit because I hear some really good things from them for sure.
So nationally speaking, we just kind of wrapped up the best of the best of the best. There are others who produce less beer than these people or are just coming online and are just as good as, but for the most part, these people have been around the block a few times. I think I would lump Green Bench into all that too, even though they don't, those bottles don't leave Tampa much. So again, that's one of those things, right? He doesn't make the same volume and it doesn't reach the same people, so people don't know, but still, all of those brands we just named are really popular, very sour, heavily fruited, complex, ageable. I mean, these things are just, they're super geeky. They're just, they're amazing. This beer, if you've never had, I mean, Denny, I want to send you this one. This Revive. This is so because a lot of this is on the air. I should say what it is. This is Upland. This is Upland Sour Ale Revive. They're out of Bloomington, Indiana. They definitely are premier sour makers in the United States. 1,000%.
Have you had any Almanac sour beers?
Yes, we have Almanac on tap here.
Almanac is my favorite sour beer brewery.
Very good.
I've had.
They can't hear that.
I have got probably 20 of their special sour beer bottles that they do. And I love them. And every one they do is just like the perfect amount of fruit, the perfect amount of sourness. It's like blended so well that you don't really feel like you're drinking a sour ale. You're drinking, a beer that is dry and has this flavor of whatever fruit they put in there, and it's just really well done.
And I should have included Almanac, and I'm going to apologize to Almanac, but I'm going to ask Almanac for one favor. No, I am. I'm going to ask him for one favor because I buy their kegs. I'm always pouring half of that keg out as foam.
Oh.
Because I guess maybe I'm pouring at the wrong pressure or whatever. I don't know what the actual problem is. It happens a lot. I still buy the beers. I don't care. They're absolutely delicious, but like, I don't know. Put some instructions on the collar that I can follow, or like, I want to pour your beer all the time because it's totally delicious, but
what
half
size,
the keg.
Yeah, what size keg do you get over there? Is it
They're
a
slims.
still?
Yeah, it's just a 6 keg, so it's not a big deal. The beer is expensive to me, so I charge a good price for it, so I don't lose money on the keg. It's just I wish I could get more than 60% yield out of the keg that I buy. That's all it is. But delicious beer from Almanac. Yes, yes squared. Absolutely. Great stuff.
Easing in.
Great stuff.
You just told Dan to ease it in, didn't you?
I know. Listen to these boys. What are they doing back there?
I was trying to mute us. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you're good.
No, Dan,
you're good. It's actually
I muted us. I really did. I thought we were muted. I was like, I was texting Dan.
You were.
The Beercast, and I was like, Dan, you really got to stop talking while people are talking. And he's like, well, you know. So.
And here's the audio guy.
And now he's got goldfish. What is that, goldfish?
He's got something. I don't know. He's got pita chips. I think it's pita chips.
Pita chips? Those are small pita chips.
He's trying to absorb some.
That's why he better be on mute. I got Triscuits over here.
You got Lazarshick Law coming in soon?
Shout out to Lazarshick Law.
Big shout out.
Soak up that BAC.
No, we got this new guy that works in our office, and I'm drinking some of his beer. So, yeah.
I need
Homebrew?
Sucks to be new.
Yeah, I need to get a mini fridge in our office too, so I can put.
That's one thing we're missing, Dan. Is we should get
Chris,
we got all this
that's
cool
not the
stuff
first
going
thing
on,
that you
should
did.
have like a little tap, right? That's what we need.
What am I gonna do with you?
Such a disappointment.
Yeah.
Like
You're probably right. You're probably right.
I don't even know
let's not confuse
who
things.
came over here today. If you don't have a little beer fridge, just a little tiny guy.
I have a mini fridge in there, but a friend gave it to me, and it's a wine fridge, and it's up in it's not in my office. It's up in the.
All I hear is excuses.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I failed you, and I just need to make it right.
Get one of those fridges.
To do better.
Get one of the fridges, and you'll know exactly what it is. It's shorter than you.
Everything's shorter than me, Joel.
But it looks like a normal size fridge, but it's just smaller, and it's a little shorter than you, and it has no freezer, and the whole thing's just a fridge. Oh. That's all you need.
Like I need
it's like nipple high on you.
Again, most things are nipple high on me.
Womp womp womp.
Yeah.
All right, here, Joel. Here's a question for you. So we were talking about, what's the beer you introduced to your uncle? What's the beer that you got introduced to that turned you into a beer guy? Can you remember? Like, is there a particular beer, or is it just beer in general? Like,
I think we talked about this. I can't remember.
Zima.
We might have.
I heard it.
It wasn't Zima. It was Bartles and James.
This is a question for Denny too.
Mad
Denny,
Dog
you're just coming back to us here, but I was kind of going back to the earlier question of like, what's
Mad Dog 2020.
I think this is what we need right there.
Chris,
what?
We have that. We have
what
the
is
double.
that?
We have the double.
That's a
you
mini
can't
fridge.
fit.
You can't fit anything.
There's like 3 LaCroix in there.
Yeah,
LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Okay, then
that's expensive for like 12 beers.
No, you're still. It's big. You need to get for $2.49. You can go to the Scratch and Dent and get a much like a nipple size for a nipple.
A nipple size fridge.
Toast and nipples in height.
That's what we have, yeah.
I have a kitchen fridge that I bought for $100 from somebody. They were, you know what I mean? It's got a top freezer, bottom fridge.
Then this one's it right here.
Whirlpool.
We're not supposed to be shopping on the air. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus, that fits 6 beers.
No, that can't. It says
I
9
like that.
cans.
Come on.
Cool.
Oh, I can get it in red.
9.
I can get it in red.
I'm digging that. I'm digging it. Oh, I'm digging that.
Yeah, let's look inside.
It's only $24. That's gotta be.
That's got to be
a piece of shit.
Look at the tabs on those. Look at the tabs. Look at the tabs on those.
You're gonna hit 3 in the back and 6
so
in the
Denny's
front.
gonna spend $1,400 on a Christmas tree, and Chris is gonna spend $19 on a cooler for some beer.
Yeah. All right, so
boy, the disparity. It's on a wish.
So to knock it off on a tangent here, so I asked Joel, and this is directed at you, Denny. So I asked Joel, what is the beer since we were asking like what's a beer to introduce somebody to get them into craft beer, what is the beer that got you into craft beer?
Oh wow, got me into craft beer.
And again, it doesn't have to be a particular beer brewery, but like, is there maybe a style of beer or a genre of beer that just kind of you were like it just kind of pulled you in?
Yeah,
we did this whole Dogfish tangent. You know,
no. Dogfish wasn't a beer that I.
That was me.
That was Chris. For me, it goes back to the 90s. I'm the old man
Favorite
here.
Decade.
Back in the day when I was young.
And so I was stationed.
I
was stationed in the Bangor sub base in Washington State.
Bangor.
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 Yeah, it's Bangor. Bangor. So right outside the base, there was a brewery, a craft brewery that opened up called Thomas Kemper Brewing, and we would go, my whole crew would go out there to have beers like twice a week when we were in port. And I fell in love with their actually it was lager, and it was a blackberry lager. It was like a dark lager with just a slight hint of blackberry in that lager, it was blackberry. And I fell in love with that beer. And then I drank the other beers. They had a raspberry Hefeweizen. They had some regular lagers that were like a light, like you would get with your traditional domestic light lagers. They had a stout or porter. I can't remember if it was a stout or porter, but their beers were fantastic. Now, honestly, those were the beers that got me into craft, because I had beers like Alaskan Amber, and I'd had Red Hook ESB. Now, Red Hook ESB back in the 90s was different than what you get now. The ESB now is not the same beer. The beer back then
it's not owned by the same people.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's a totally different beer, and it was like really bitter. And I didn't really like it that much back in the early 90s. But this blackberry lager was a beer that I really, really enjoyed. And we visited that little brewery for the whole time we were there. I think it was lagers. The lager style got me into craft beer, and because it was crafted and not just, drinking the stuff that I could afford back then. Again, back when I was in the Navy, I had no money. Yeah. What was I drinking? I was drinking
whatever you could afford.
Whatever I could afford, which was Miller Gin Draft. Now, I went back
to drinking
Miller
what you're buying.
Little Coors Light.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I didn't drink Coors Light, but I drank the stuff that had the highest alcohol content for the cheapest price, because that's what we could afford, right? We wanted to feel it. And then I would shift over from that to some Henry Weinhard's. That was like a step up from the super, cheaper stuff to the little higher end quality. And then I would step up from that to the Thomas Kemper when I could find their stuff in 6-packs. And I enjoyed that. And then the next beer after that I really fell in love with was Deschutes Brewery Black Butte Porter. And I think Black Butte Porter was the one that opened my eyes that there's dark beers that are fantastic. This was before I really got into Guinness. I enjoy Guinness for a different reason, not because it's a dark beer, but because it's just it's an enjoyable beer that's not that heavy. People always say it's heavy, but it's not that heavy.
You can pound it.
Yeah, you can pound it, and it was just that nitrogen, carbonation was enjoyable. It was a different experience. But Black Butte Porter was the dark beer I preferred, and that's how I got my start into beers. Now,
Denny, this whole conversation, the only thing I can think of is that you were a seaman.
Such a child, Dan.
I was a petty officer back then, not a seaman. I had matured from a seaman to a petty officer.
A mature seaman.
Yeah, let's not remind him of his days of hot bucking, right? Yeah. Were you ever in a sub or
I was submarines, but
so you'd crawl into the bed that was still warm from someone napping in it from before, right?
No.
No, because
Oh.
I have my own bunk. I didn't have to hop bunk.
Right.
I was a higher rank that didn't have to hop bunk.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so,
Well,
but that is true.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your
Thank
service,
you.
for real, because I couldn't do that shit.
So for me, I think my first beer that got me to realize that like beer was more than just beer. I can't recall the particular beer of the brewery. No, it wasn't Yingling. It was actually, no, Yingling was like my macro beer that it was just one of those beers I could always drink when I was out at a bar or a restaurant.
The default.
But when I was actually in Boston. I was in Fenway at a Yankees Red Sox game, and we went over to Beer Works, and I got blueberry beer. Now I'm not a huge fan of blueberry.
Oh, Wild Blue.
It might have been, but it had blueberries like in the pint, like whole blueberries.
Well, they added that after the fact.
Yeah.
Was it a blue beer?
That was like something they just tossed.
Was the beer blue?
It was a purplish color, but it was good. I mean, it was good. It like you could taste the blueberry, but it was beer. It was kind of one of those things where you're like, okay, well, this is better than regular beer. Like I wasn't a beer guy at the time. But Beer Works in Fenway area, like on Lansdowne, is a pretty popular area. I mean, they had like 120 beers on tap or something like that. So, you know, they were like, I asked them, what's good? Blueberry beer. I was like, all right, fuck it. Bring out the blueberry beer.
They lied to you.
It was probably Wild Blue. It was probably Wild Blue, which was
I think it was
an Anheuser-Busch beer
brewery.
Probably like a
and it was the so blue. What I have learned too is blue is the one color that you cannot impart in a beer.
It does not occur naturally in nature.
There's nothing. There's two things you can use to make it green, and there's zero things you can use to make it blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
That makes me blue. Because I like blue beer.
Are those pretzel chips you're eating down now?
I'm mugging them, yeah.
Can't you hear
Oh my gosh.
Mugging them.
Hey, pass them over here. I love those things.
And then he grabs a bag. I'm just like...
You just hear all the crinkling going, hey guys, you want some chips?
You know, I can make the audio work, but I can't fix that.
You can't control. All right, so Tim,
can't fix that, but I can fix his drink.
Shout out to Charlie Mears.
What's your gateway beer you're gonna feed Uncle Sid when he comes to Thanksgiving?
For a craft beer?
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I know this probably isn't a great answer because I mean I'm not a super beer aficionado.
Yingling Lager.
No, I would say a hazy IPA, like something along that line, something they're not used to.
Hey, Pa, come have a Yingling.
Yeah. No, Yingling, come on, everybody's had a Yingling.
So what hazy?
Is he Amish? Pa.
After we get done eating dinner, we can sit down and have a
It's a
Yingling.
Mennonite.
My dad.
Why
drinks...
has he got to be Mennonite to have a Yingling?
Pa.
Just
Call him
because
Pa.
he's in Pottstown, PA.
It's because it's not that...
Originally, he's got to be a Mennonite.
Have you been to Pottstown?
I bet a lot of the people at your bar probably look like Mennonites, don't they? They're just like
No, they do not.
Yeah,
How dare you?
Far from it. Far from it.
You know what? Now you're fired.
Don't you patronize my people.
It's the end of the episode. It's time to fire Tim.
To answer your question, Denny, like an adult, because some people in this room,
I'm fired again.
Obviously, you're fired.
Yeah, clearly.
How dare you talk like that on air? No, I would ease him in with a traditional German. You know, give him some German and love, and set them free. You know,
Smartest guy in the room, right there.
So what kind of
German? I see the Germans as a way to let them be free.
There's one beer that you can bring
from the macro chains.
Here's a question: Newcastle beer. Did that go defunct? Like they go out of business?
No,
they're still around.
You can't find it anywhere. I like Newcastle. Is that a
bought and paid?
Bought and paid. Yeah.
It's a watered down version of a brown ale.
Yeah.
It's
a nut brown.
It's like your introductory.
Get some Maduro.
Right?
Yeah, it's Maduro.
I like Newcastle though. I guess it's like that shitty beer people drink.
You're allowed to like that. That's
so
fine.
do most 17-year-old girls.
So do most guys.
Oh my!
I already don't like you, Chris.
Number one, 17-year-old girls. Number two, guys that drink Yingling.
I never see it. I never see it.
Beer they go.
I never see Newcastle anywhere.
It's in Publix, dude.
It doesn't sell.
It's in Publix.
Second beer.
I used to see it in Publix.
Oh, you don't carry Yingling? Do you have Newcastle?
It's in a clear bottle in Publix, which means it's either skunked or it doesn't have hops.
I'm the pumpkin spice of fucking beer drinkers, all right? It's fine. I don't care. It's fine. You know, it is what it is. I can accept it. It's fine. I have a lot of fucking minority opinions. I can live with it.
Okay.
So the German lager. So listen. So just to cap off Dan's thing.
Yeah.
For our audience, of my research, if I was to bring one beer anywhere to dinner, anywhere, especially right now, because they just started making this beer, just like your beer, Denny. They started making it in cans. And it's 500 milliliter cans, and it's Gaffel Kolsch. This beer is as clean and as crisp and as easy to drink as any beer I've ever had in my entire life. It is not exceedingly bready. It's not exceedingly lager yeasty. It's not exceedingly whatever. The beer is spectacular, honestly. Anybody you bring it to who's a beer drinker at all will enjoy that beer all the time. And you yourself, it's like 4%, 4.5%. You can drink Kolsch. 3 or 4 of them, and it's like, but it's a real Kolsch from Germany. It's not a Kolsch style beer. It is an actual Kolsch. And no offense to Reisdorf and no offense to Fru, but Gaffel Kolsch is the cleanest.
The beer you give Uncle Al is the same beer you're pre-gaming with, when you're basing the turkey. That's the way I look at it, It's on that same level. You don't want to give him the triple Belgian because then he's, the shit is full.
All right, here's a question. What beer do you give him to get the real answers out?
Yeah.
Double IPA.
How do you get the shit talking going at Thanksgiving?
Well, that's what
barley
wines.
wines.
You got to prime.
Barley wines all day.
That's exactly
Then you hit him with the barley
hit him with
wine.
like 11.0.
Next thing you know, he's talking about, things that he shouldn't be talking about. That's all right.
So, perfect.
So he's lighting the Christmas tree on
He's
fire.
talking about like high school flings.
Yeah.
I have a whole different way of going about introducing beers to people who don't like beers during Thanksgiving.
Shut up, just drink it.
Well, that's one thing, but if this is a beer that is low in super low in alcohol, so it's not going to get you that buzz that you want. You're not going to get that conversation going, but it also doesn't taste like beer. And this is Lindemann's Lambic
Schafferhaber. Oh.
No, Lambics.
Oh, Lambics.
2.5% alcohol.
Oh.
Sparkling.
Sounds like
crispy, as you say, right?
It's so good.
And there's a bunch of flavors that you can get. And normally we'll drink this during Thanksgiving dinner.
What you got?
Normally I get the framboise with or framboy, whatever. How do you say that?
Framboise. You corrected me last week. I'm going to correct you this week. That is, Monsieur. Monsieur says framboise.
Joel is from Paris. Remember?
Framboise.
Yes. He's the Parisian.
He's the resident Parisian.
Yes. Is it French?
That's my favorite. Is the raspberry.
Yes.
That's the most famous, the best one. It's like drinking champagne, fruited champagne, basically.
Je l'aime bien.
But not as dry as champagne. And I think that's a perfect way to introduce people to beer that doesn't taste like beer.
You're so right.
They might be able to go. Now
it's very traditional, by the way. Traditional Belgian.
Are you lancing the cork off? Are you lancing the top?
No.
Are you popping it? Are you popping it like Little John?
Pop it.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
I have the traditional fluted glass for the lambics too, and I pour it into them and I serve it to them, and they see the bubbles coming up. It's very, they enjoy
effervescence.
It's intoxicating.
Yeah,
the effervescence of.
There's a peach. There's a peach.
In fact,
I have the mirror. Would you believe?
You have a mirror of it?
Are you ready?
Would you believe?
You see it?
I do see it.
Oh,
it's nice. Yeah, you do have the four flavors: the peach,
Palm.
the creek.
So it's the framboise, the palm, the creek, and the pêche.
Yeah.
The palm is apple, pêche is peach, raspberry. My personal favorite of the 4 is the pêche, which is like next level.
That would be
my
Chris's.
God, it's so good.
Peach is one of my favorite flavors.
Mine's the raspberry. I like the raspberry over the peach.
I'll take any of them. Honestly, they're all so good. But it is. I do wish they were higher ABV.
Yeah, the 2.5% for $10 a bottle is a little bit steep, but
your point still stands in terms of being in the vein of serving somebody a beer that they wouldn't necessarily think was a beer that changes their mind about when we talk about beer, what that means.
Exactly.
Right, talking about beer and like what is a beer. So I was drinking Big Storm Brewing. No, I know Dan's got his. Not even gonna go there.
Wait, we can't talk about that beer.
But the Bromosa. What is that? Is that
Who
a beer?
Who cares?
Is it a beer though? Oh come on!
Who cares?
Don't get all grumpy about it.
What is it? I don't know this.
It's like what is it? A tangerine IPA? I guess they call it. is what they call it. That's what they call it. I mean, I don't know.
Make me talk about this.
I'm going to make you talk about it.
Yeah, just do this.
Explain it to me. I don't know. I'm
because
lost.
it is a good drink. I mean, it's like one of those things you drink if you were like mowing your lawn or something.
Is it? So would you compare it to? I've never had it. Could you compare it to Motorworks Pulp Friction? Is it a grapefruit?
It is a tangerine IPA.
So it is an IPA with tangerine. So what that means is it's an IPA, whatever their base is, and then they're using tangerine extract, which is fine. Yeah. And they're mass producing an IPA that is very, very tangerine-y vis-a-vis oil.
Oh,
yeah.
And
nice.
That's
tasty.
fine.
It's very tasty.
Bromosa.
Like I said, I wouldn't want to drink it while I was out, but if I'm mowing the lawn on a Saturday and it's hot out,
it's a 7% beer, man.
If I was going to drink a version of that beer, though, I really like Pulp Friction. I actually think Pulp Friction's a really great beer, and that actually comes in 16 ounces too.
Now, who brews
it's also that's Motorworks Brewing.
Motorworks.
Excuse me, Barry would hate me for saying this, but that's also an extract beer. But that's fine. It's a good beer, man. I can crush that beer. It's very good.
Is the Bromosa also an extract?
It has to be. They make so much of it at
It's
that
very
level.
Jesus.
So here's the lesson, Tim. At that level, when you make that much of that beer,
Chris,
you've got it.
Technology over there, buddy.
No, I think I'm not even. I'm probably not even.
You're damn right.
Like, I don't know big storms.
Tim, you can only get so much grapefruit zest before you just start using oils.
But I mean,
I'm talking about Pulp Friction, but whichever. It's the same.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But for a lawnmower beer, though, is it not a good beer just to pound one when you need to be fresh from working outside in the yard?
Which beer?
Yeah,
the Bromosa.
The one that Tim just Tim just said.
Yeah, the Bromosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good beer if you're outside and it's hot.
Yeah. No, it's
I wouldn't
not.
want to drink it if
Fuck Big Storm.
Fuck Big Storm. I know. You know what? I looked at Dan and Dan gave
No,
me
for
look,
serious,
like,
bro. Listen to me. Look. I don't give many opinions on the air that are hardcore like this. Yeah. Fuck Big Storm. Next topic.
Hashtag. Fuck
All right. What's the next topic? How about Black Friday beers?
Well, real quick, Joel. Next time you and I sit down and have a beer together, please say "fuck Big Storm" and let me tell you a story.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Black Friday. Now, we all know that Black Friday is a big shopping day, but for all us men
you can't call it that anymore.
Who don't go shopping.
Cancel culture.
Yeah, it's cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
Yeah, but
Black Friday's canceled this year.
Ebony Friday.
Okay, let's call it Ebony Friday. What beers do you like to drink on Ebony Friday?
All of them.
Oh.
As many as possible.
Well, that, Denny, is a good segue into current events about our anniversary, because that's our anniversary at the Beer Garden. So what I will be drinking is any number of the things that Did I open up the episode by giving this list, or did I neglect to give the list?
No, give the list now.
Specialty beers that we're going to have on Friday. So we got a couple of, I made requests of breweries. So again, we have we did visit this a little bit. The collaboration beer we did was with
breaking news
with Tampa Bay Brew Co. and Doug, the brewer over at Brew Co.
Doug the Brewer. Big shout out to Doug the Brewer.
We did a IPA, a New England style IPA with Citra hops and Vic Secret hops. It's called Vicious Hops. That's going to be we're going to have a ton of kegs of this, and we're going to be running it for a few weeks.
Who came up with the name, by the way?
That was
not us.
That was like
we had a bunch of names that were good. You didn't choose any of them.
You know what? If I'm honest, man, I was really focused on finding something that when people glanced up at the menu that they would really want to buy this beer, because it's going to be good. But I want the name to be really compelling because we have we have a really pedestrian audience, and you want an IPA, and if I could sell you with the name, all the better, right? And by the way, VIC is Vic Secret, so it's a lot of Vic Secret hops, so it's VIC for Vic Secret, Vicious hops.
Okay.
So then what I did was I reached out to a bunch of these places that we sell a bunch of their beer already, and I asked them for something special that they wouldn't normally leak out in the market. We got 2 things from Three Sons. We got a beer called His and Hers. It's a white chocolate and cookies and cream thingamajig, stout. I got a Three Sons Oh Joy, which, as you can imagine, is an almond joy, almonds, coconut, milk chocolate. I got this TBBC collab with Magnanimous and Hardywood that we talked about earlier. That's that graham cracker.
Yeah, Magic Bar.
Yes. Magic Bar. I got Cigar City Cider. Jared made us a papaya ghost pepper cider, which I am so excited about. It's crazy.
That sounds dangerous.
Well, that's the one that, I will admit, I specifically made them make that for me because I care about that.
I really do want to try that. I told you earlier, Joel,
I'll drink the whole keg, so I don't care if anyone else likes it.
All right.
You got a keg of it? A keg of a ghost pepper beer.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. It's a cider. It's a cider.
Yeah.
Okay, Cigar City, Swinging Hammers, which I think Chris could probably tell us more about than I can.
I got to look up if I
I
wrote
thought you had
notes
something
on.
in your memory. You don't have to give notes. It's okay. People can look that up. I think it's an El Cap
No,
beer, but I don't
actually,
remember.
you know what they should do? Just go to the damn beer garden and have some.
That'd be fine too. But not everyone that listens is going to be from Tampa, and that's okay.
Then take a trip. We're going on a trip to a favorite rock.
So Coppertail. So wait, because we're not even done.
Denny's first trip to the beer garden. We're gonna have a shot by shot.
Oh yeah,
first
I'm gonna drink every single beer on tap. How many taps you have?
40.
All right, 40 drinks.
I'll help you, Denny.
Bring a tent.
Yeah, I'll help you.
So then we got Coppertail. Coppertail gave us he said chestnut pilsner. He didn't tell me that it had chestnuts in it, so I don't know if that's just the name because of the time of year. But we got a pilsner. We got a fruited fooder beer from them as well. I think it's raspberry fruited. I got Blackberry Alice from Green Bench. So when I was telling you that Green Bench should be on the list, this is the kind of beer that to me puts Green Bench on the list. This beer is spectacular. It's a heavily fruited version of Alice, which is their base sour beer, like long-term barrel-aged kind of sour beer, not a kettle sour thing. And then I've got a keg of Prairie Birthday Bomb. It's our birthday, so
nice.
Prairie Birthday Bomb. It's from last year.
Blow it up, bitch. Blow it up.
Yeah. the Prairie Bomb will go quick.
It's popping off at Sparkman Wharf,
It's popping off down in Sparkman Wharf.
I have this video of Dan screaming in the crowd at a Lightning game that it was popping off at Sparkman Wharf. I will play this on it. We'll figure out a way to play video one day, and I'll play it. It's so great. Totally bombed. We had so much fun. And we were just walking back to the beer garden, and he's screaming at random people that it's just popping off at Sparkman Wharf. You gotta go to the beer garden. Yeah. Oh my god, it's so crazy, the beer garden. You gotta go out there to Sparkman Wharf.
Seeing Dan absolutely shit faces on my to-do list for sure.
You've seen it.
I've
seen it on. I've seen it on this camera. That was with you there.
Yeah, I know. But
you tacking a boot.
I can't wait to come and drink with you guys. So. Next year, I'll be in the Florida, Tampa area, and we come drink together.
For serious?
Yeah. No, if the COVID thing is over and I can actually travel,
well, it's not going to. Okay, can we have a sidebar for a second? Let's have a sidebar.
You can travel now.
No, because there's a serious topic going on here. Okay. There's a really serious topic, okay, and it's not political at all. COVID's going to be around for 2+ years at a minimum.
Ain't going nowhere.
At a minimum, so we all have to learn how to live our lives and what we are going to choose to do in our life and how much risk we're going to take.
Yeah.
Big shout out to COVID. Come get me.
Yeah, you already caught it. This man had it. This man was
boy.
Sick for
Come get me, bitch.
weeks.
That's what they call famous last words, but we'll hope that isn't true. I don't want COVID to come get me either, but at the same point, it's like when I think about it, I'm not going to not do anything for 2 years. That's silly. Right?
It's all about who you live with. If you live with somebody who's high risk,
bro, you don't want to live with who I live with.
No, but I mean, if you've got like a grandmother or a mother, somebody who's your mom, somebody who's older,
Yo,
with
baby,
it's a little different.
Mama.
I got a on a real note, like I've got a sister-in-law who's dealing with cancer. So like my mom, her and my stepdad have to go visit her. Yeah. So they don't come around us.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
They're very selective and that's smart because she's high risk. But now for me, I don't care. I'll fly wherever and I'll just be like, look, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
That's a good example though, Tim. It's a good example of how different people need to treat it differently because it's not going away in 3. It's not like we can all just huddle in place for 3 months and then it's all over.
China. It's a China. Make virus great again.
From China.
Because even if the vaccine comes, I'll be honest,
it's a great
I'm not
virus.
Nope.
I know.
I am not an anti-vax guy, and I'm not
an
virus
anti-vax guy. I know a lot of viruses.
Right,
They're great viruses.
A lot of people say the vaccine's great.
A lot of people say the vaccine's
I don't
great.
know their name.
No one.
They're friends of mine.
No one.
So here's a quick
no one in
question.
history has made a
Nothing to
vaccine
go off
as good as me. We've been making a vaccine now for 6 months, and these
Many people
vaccines
say
are the
it's great.
best. I've been told by experts that they are the best vaccines that
I
anyone
don't
has
like
ever.
Fauci.
And somebody got a vaccination, and they said it was the best vaccination they'd ever had in their whole entire life.
I still, you gotta, love or hate Trump, but you gotta laugh at the fact
It's
that
the
he
best.
took some drug that wasn't even like approved by the FDA. He was like, "Fuck it."
Well, let me tell you. No. Here's what's really funny.
In a stack bucket, so just
Here's
put
what's
him
really
out and
funny,
done.
Tim. The tables turned. Okay, so we were looking at like marketing opportunities when the whole beer garden came back up, and there's this guy who does this fake Trump, and he's totally hilarious, and he's on the Cameo site where you can hire him for like
I love that.
$200 or something. You
he's
give him a
amazing.
message, and he does this whole, "Oh, it's Donald Trump," and I just wanted to tell you, and he's very good, and he's so shticky. He's not.
He's out of a job
Seems
right now.
he seems right.
COVID's hard.
He's
Been
so
hard,
but he's so over the top that he doesn't. It's not Trump, right? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not Trump. And I wanted to do like a whole ad about the beer garden. Dan was just like, "No, dude, we're not doing it." I thought it was going to be funny no
Way to
matter
go,
what.
Dan.
But maybe I was wrong. No, I think Dan was right. I'll tell you what. I think
Yeah, he
Dan
was
was right.
right.
It's very
Right.
polarizing. It's very polarizing. It still would have been good because it would have gotten us some
reaction.
attention, but it was very polarizing.
Yeah,
The
no,
guy's funny. Look him up on
reaction is
Cameo.
bad.
He's very funny. He was
Get
on the
him
Howard
half
Stern
price.
show the other
You
day.
Get him half price now.
So not to get on a tangent here. So here's another question. Since I'm not quite the beer aficionado. What's your favorite cider?
Favorite cider?
Cider. Yeah, because you guys have cider on tap quite a bit.
We do.
Gimme Swelter.
Yeah.
Does that count as a cider?
No,
Hmm.
that's a sour.
That's a sour.
No, I mean I'm pretty basic.
I would
bitch,
say,
pumpkin spice type of person.
No,
I drink
I would
Angry
say
Orchard.
apple.
I mean,
apple pie.
Apple pie.
Apple pie is super.
Cigar City apple pie.
It's like if you want a sweet
flows.
cider, I think apple
flows.
pie's it.
It flows like water.
all right.
You
And the
run
mango
apple-
cider.
You
I
got
like ciders.
mango, yeah. For
That
sure,
Broski, so Broski makes a mango cider that like when I say that to you, it sounds really sweet and over the top, and it's none of those things. It finishes super dry, but it's got this crazy upfront mango flavor. We go through buckets of this stuff. In addition to the coconut,
Blech.
Danny, we were talking about coconut. Hey, you know what, man? It's top 10. That's a top 10 item on the menu.
You know, the cider's really for everyone that hates gluten.
It is
True.
Yeah.
And,
Or people who hate beer.
Very true.
there's
People
plenty
hate
of people
beer.
out there.
They're allowed to
There's
hate
plenty-
beer.
There's plenty of gluten haters.
Well, there's a lot of that gluten thing is like one of those things that just popped up. It was like all of a sudden everybody was like against gluten, and you're like,
gluten.
yeah, no. I mean, I had
Can't have
a cousin of mine that
Denny.
my wife's cousin.
I'm not
She
gonna.
got a gluten allergy though. That was like pretty severe. Like she got pretty fucked up. I think she was celiac or
Celiac.
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 That bitch-
Celiac. What
that
is
bitch
it? What
was
is it?
celiac.
Yeah, celiac. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
That's a silly way to say that word.
Man, you
Solid 4
celiac,
beers
yo.
in. Like,
Yo, dog,
Whatever.
give me another one of those
Celiac.
You one
19.2s.
of those cider boys.
celiac?
Celiac.
What the fuck is
Celiac.
that? All right, can somebody help me out here?
It's a,
I said
celiac.
celiac. You said that was wrong. No, don't fucking tell me it's celiac. It's
You
gotta
said
be something else.
smelliac.
Your
Celiac?
pronunciation
Celiac?
be off.
Well, tomato, tomato.
Celiac.
You know what I was saying.
What is the deal with the gluten?
Celiac disease.
The gluten.
What is the deal? Is it a celiac
Everybody's afraid of gluten.
That gluten will kill you.
attack? Yeah, so I would say apple pie, definitely. Number one.
It's so
Alright.
good.
Number
So here's the thing
two
about
is
apple
the
pie.
Mango.
For people who haven't had it, and we'll again, this could be a nationwide audience. Cigar City
Great for-
Cider and
great for
Mead
thanks-
makes
great-
something called
Great for Thanksgiving.
apple pie cider. The cool thing about it is gluten free, but the cool thing about it is you taste crust. And this is another thing I know that uses extract, and that's okay. It's true to exactly what it
crusty.
says on the can. It's so good. Very, very good cider.
Crusty.
It's a winner.
Crusty.
It's a winner.
It
Jared
crumbles.
Jared Gilbert is the Mazer
Oh,
or
you said that like his mother.
cider.
It's getting a little bit late, but what
Jared Gilbert,
what
get in
what
here.
ciders do you have on
Make
tap
me
tonight?
some. What ciders do we have on tonight?
Tonight?
On the, untapped list. Drum roll, please.
Well, you know that website with that untapped.
Let's see, right?
Yeah, you just got to go to #FRBeergarden.com.
No, you can go to
/tap list.
You can go to Lawn Dot
everything
Beer.
that's going on all the time. 100%.
It's that guy that sucks at audio. That's it.
Yeah, he's fired. I fired that guy.
So here, if I go to,
he's terrible.
God, go home.
Guy's terrible.
If I go to Lawn Dot
Can't
Beer,
even make my audio play right.
Here's what I see at Lawn Dot Beer. Broski.
Don't even look like
Quit
me.
being confused. I don't like it.
Quit looking like me.
Quit having people confuse us.
Quit having people confuse us. I don't want to be your doppelganger.
Broski mango cider.
Broski, number 1.
Apple pie cider.
Number 2.
Okay.
Coconut cider.
Ooh.
Grand mimosa cider.
Yeah, always.
And then our tap that varies. It's always gluten free. Right now, it's Zombie Killer, which is a mead.
That's good though.
But that's flipping to this Pierced Cider Works Hot Toddy. He made a 10% cider that has lemon and honey in it, and it is spectacular. I cannot wait to tap this thing.
I like that.
Bro, this thing is so good. It's sinful.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be that good, and it's that good.
It's like cider and mead.
It's butter and bread, baby.
Right, so it's got this like honey flavor to it, which I think is how he amped it up to 10%. It's right on point, man. It's very, very good.
I've never been a big fan of tea, but I had a buddy of mine who was from Australia. And if you've ever met anybody from Australia, you've got the twangy kind of Australian guy, and then you've got your British-based Australian, like very English-based. And he was from that English base, and he drank a lot of tea and stuff. So he came over here and he was drinking lemon tea. Like he
was one of the prisoners that they sent over there.
Yeah, exactly. He would have been on like the live TV if that's what we turned it into.
We just pissed off every Australian listener we have.
And he came over here and all he wanted was lemon tea.
One
so
of them.
Got lemon tea. I don't like tea. Not a big fan. Took a little tea with the lemon, and I just tried to be friendly.
What about Mr. T?
It was fantastic. Like
lemon zinger,
lemon honey tea. Oh, fucking
the old lemon zinger.
Those English people, they're on to something with that tea.
All right, well, let's close it out with what we're thankful for. I think that's a good transition.
What do you think?
Let's shut it down. I'm thankful.
Dan. I think Dano should start. Ready?
Dan should start.
Go ahead, bud.
Listen, I am thankful that 2020 is coming to a very quick close here. I think I'm counting.
Amen.
I think I'm going to count down with Australia this year. I'm going to go right at the clock ding on.
I love this idea.
Get 12 hours into it and knock it out. You know what I mean? Considering I heard there's nothing going on in Times Square this year other than the shows and
really
and
crickets.
There's no crowd. So why not get it early? But on a real tip, it's friends, it's family, it's traditions, as we talked about earlier. I think that's what the most important thing is, and bringing it back to the ground and get grounded and understand what really is important in life. I think everybody needs that after this crazy 2020 that we've had with the election.
I agree.
And that's what it's all about for me. So, what about you guys, Denny, Joel?
Yeah, no, I'll tell you what, I'm thankful for Chris keeping me going.
Oh, man.
Oh, what a guy.
Oh, no. What happened?
There we go. Oh, did you lose me?
No, you're good. You're back.
No,
You froze it.
Go.
God, I screwed it all up.
Hear that?
Oh, no. I wanted to say I was thankful for Chris
but
hanging out with me, allowing me to have an outlet to help get over all the crap that we're dealing with with the quarantine and the COVID and crappy 2020. Also thankful for my health. I've had some health issues this year, and I've overcome them. I had appendicitis in January. For 4 days, I walked around with appendicitis and didn't die before
4 days.
Yeah, before I had it removed.
Hey, dude. Bud, you're not looking so good.
I don't know if you guys know this. Denny
at some point, Denny, tough guy turns into what are you doing?
I'm very thankful that my body was able to carry on for 4 days before, because once you get over 40 and you start having appendicitis, you don't know you have it, and you can be, if you're tough like me, Yeah, you could be dead before you know you had it. So
for sure,
I am thankful that I made it through that. I made it through some other health issues. My family, and of course, like I said, just mentioned, Chris has been with me doing our Tap the Craft podcast, just helping me, raise up my, my attitude and just keeping strong. So thank you, Chris, for
bringing the A game. I like it. Bringing the A game.
That's cool. Thanks, man.
Chris.
Well, that's
shout out to Chris.
Right? That's a hard one to follow. I was just
man, I got to get my tissues. Where are they?
Yeah.
So Chris gives no thanks to Denny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foremost.
Well, how do you follow that?
I'm awesome. I'm amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks. No, but yeah, the fact that we get to sit here and talk about beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. It was kind of cool. I got to spend some time with Joel today, and my wife Megan. We sat at the beer garden, had a couple of beers, and chit chatted a little bit. And just the fact that we can talk about something that we love, right? Enjoying that beer. Got to enjoy the sunshine, right, while we're sitting out there. But just thankful for people who continue to listen to us as well. So definitely thankful for that.
Cheers to that.
How about you, Joelito? What are you thankful for this year?
I'm always thankful for my family. They're the best.
Breaks it off.
I'm also thankful for, Dano and our success in the beer garden. I'm super thankful for that every goddamn day. I'm thankful that I get to spend time in craft beer. That's the most fun for me.
Doing what you love. Shout out to doing what you love.
One more
for real.
For.
Thank you for saying that. And
it's not a job if you do what you love every day. That's for damn sure.
And at this minute, I have to say I'm kind of thankful for Denny and Chris because they're putting up with
shenanigans.
Wait a minute. Let me finish.
No.
Podcast, just add water.
Well, I'm gonna empathize a little bit. They're putting up with starting a brand new thing. They already did the thing. They've already done the brand new thing. There is no new thing. They go on every week and they do what they know how to do, and they do it very well.
Wait, you guys have people?
And then I asked them.
You're looking at them.
I asked them to do that with us, right, Dan? And they're jumping in with both feet, and it's great.
Well,
and I thank the both of you for your time and your editing and your expertise and your lending us your success.
I think for sure. I think good things are to come. I mean,
I got the first show and I was like, "Wow, Denny did that."
I know.
He made that shit sound like that.
I mean, for the audience, you have no idea. That first show was that was wizardry. Like seriously, that might be your new nickname, bro. Okay. You might be the wizard.
Okay.
Well, I sent that to a friend of mine who's a audio engineer at a radio station. He said, "You guys are on track. Like that's what you need to do in order to put together a decent podcast."
The Gandalf of FRBC.
Well, you guys wait till his beard gets a little longer.
Yeah, it's still coming in.
That's what I'm saying.
Does it get longer? Is that a thing that you achieve? You like that?
No, it's been like
a dinner plate
long. It's been all the way down. I shaved it off for summer this year. It was like a foot long.
This is it for me, bro. This is it.
I want Allah Akbar.
He needs a staff.
Down here.
Then he needs a staff.
We'll get a staff.
Yeah, like a wizard staff. Yeah.
Like people to help him?
All wizards have a good staff. No. STA. I guess that's what, PH? I want the PH.
No, that's an infection.
No, I don't want an infection.
All right, what about you, Tanky Tim? What are you thankful for?
Tanky Tim, you're last. Go.
What am I thankful for? I mean, I'm thankful for
job.
Alpine Investments. Shout out to Alpine.
Big shout out to Alpine Brokerage Service.
We haven't given an Alpine shout out. Isn't that funny? Shout out to Alpine Brokerage out of Philadelphia, PA.
LTC disability needs. No, I mean I'm thankful for a lot of things, man. I met Dan, last year, so that's been a big change for me. And I'm hanging out with you guys talking about beer, which obviously is fun.
Big change.
And no, I got a lot to be thankful for. I mean, I can't list them all, but it's been a good year for me. I know a lot of people are struggling during 2020, and quite frankly, 2020 has been a pretty good year for me. So
good for you. That's great.
Tim's
There's
thankful
reason to
for
be
all the
happy for that.
investments he made in March. That's what he's
thank you,
thankful
Elon Musk.
Working
Thank
for
you, Elon
Alpine
Musk.
helped him to make the investments, I think,
Thanks,
right? Isn't that what we're saying, Dan?
For all the March stock tips. That's what I'm thankful
Come
for.
on,
Well,
I have
hey,
my own.
all I'm gonna say
I
is-
have my own.
Thanks for the Carnival Cruise Lines tip.
Yes,
I really
yes,
appreciate that.
Carnival
And the
is a little
Tesla.
disappointing on my NCL. I told Dan to buy. He didn't buy. You know, that was a definite.
All I'm
Uh,
gonna
we
say
need-
is crypto is up right now.
Boy, it's
Yeah,
way up.
crypto's
I sent that
supposed
to
to
Dan. You know, Dan cannot participate because he is Series.
7 and 65. Like
Thank you.
And Dan prefers liquid.
But and that's fine. Listen, no people,
Bitcoin
but
is not
people
very
are changing
liquid.
their opinion every day.
trades cannot be bound by voicemail.
I can't-
Or,
Here's how I
Can't
say
spend
it.
$100,000 of dominoes on Bitcoin.
Are you ready? Here's how I say it. I'm not in a cult, but Bitcoin's
You know,
good.
I did recommend this song as a closing song.
It's a
definitely
great
good
closing
one.
song. I don't think
Yeah.
we can get away with it, but
We can't, but you know
That
what?
one or the next episode.
we'll do it until we're popular and they care.
Snoop Dogg's next episode would be a definite.
Bitcoin's at 18.3 today.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what, Tim. Do you know what the winner is? What's the real winner?
Ethereum.
Correct. Thank you for saying that.
Ethereum's a good one. No, I mean, I as a person who deals with code and has a background in code, like, I mean, honestly, like when people talk about mining Bitcoin, they quite literally are mining gold. Like they are mining algorithms that solve very complex answers to questions that people could not otherwise solve. So when you look at your dollar in your pocket, that $100 bill, and you think about what a Bitcoin is, and you think, well, no,
You can't make more Bitcoin.
That Bitcoin, that
can't make more
has
Bitcoin.
an actual value
You can't
as
make more
opposed to
Bitcoin.
your fiat.
So wait, we said
printed
Ethereum,
money.
and Denny's eyes lit up when we said
I have
Ethereum.
no idea.
Oh, okay. So
Sorry.
Ethereum is a contractual. So
It's a
Bitcoin's
decentralized currency.
Bitcoin's just kind of a coin. Like it's kind of like it was first to market, I guess, kind of sorta, and people kind of
No.
believe in it, and that's kind of how it has worked. But Ethereum is a contractual software layer. Ethereum's pretty promising, man. Ethereum's pretty crazy, and I just looked, and it's trading over $600, which hasn't happened in a very, very long time. So,
Yeah, so it was trading
if you're not
at,
buying Ethereum and Bitcoin, you're silly right now. Don't invest. Don't invest your life savings in it, but buy a little bit of it so that you can at least be a part of it, because it's going to happen whether you like it or not.
All right,
Follow your profits, people.
December 7th, guys. December 7th at 8:30 is the next
December
time.
7th.
December 7th is the next time we should be getting
Ho,
together.
ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
It's a little Christmas show,
Or-
maybe.
Okay.
When's our
A little Hanukkah show.
Sixth?
Fifth.
Fifth. Okay. All right, just making sure there's no overlap. We'll
Yeah,
never make that.
Tim and I probably will be still hungover from our holiday party at that point.
All right.
Oh, get
Oh,
some
that's
pretzel
funny.
chips.
Yeah.
Have a couple more
We'll
beers
have the
with us,
pretzel
and you'll be
chips
fine.
You're
popping.
gonna hair of the
We'll
dog.
get a little bass going and
Little Uber XL out of here.
Uber XL.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what a little backtrack.
I don't even want to know.
All right, boys, be good.
Let's see what Joel's blowing.
Dan's out. That's a peace out from Dan.
Let's see.
That's a
Peace
big,
out, Dan.
Dan's just
That's a
tired.
big
He's
mic
a puzzle
drop.
trip.
He out.
Dan's an old man. He's
He's
tired.
out. He out.
I'm an old man
Dan's,
too. I gotta go pee.
but Dan's 40 going on 60. Oh my goodness.
What's that say? 0.12.
0.12,
Oh,
you're
you better
still-
sit still for a
That's
while.
bullshit though. I drank too recently because there's no way I know 0.12. There's no way I'm 0.12. It's not even
All
close.
right, guys. December 7th, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will see you guys very soon.
Peace
Roger that.
out.
All right.
Then.
Happy Thanksgiving,
boys.
guys.
Love, peace, and hair grease.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right.
Let me get me in here and then we can unpin my video.
What the hell is that noise?
Yeah, I
That's,
wish you guys knew what I was dealing with here. It would be.
Well, you're
easier to
sitting with
understand,
Dan.
but-
I understand.
Oh, dude, I'm so used to people not understanding what I talk about. Like, I code, so nobody knows what the fuck I ever talk about. I'm so used to it.
Calculating 0.013.
My BAC is very low. I think I need a drink. I'm gonna program a beer here.